Semen retention is the only way to manifest the life that you want. And in this video, I'm going to be revealing to you how to actually utilize this powerful practice in order to move towards the life that you seek to create. Now, when it comes to manifestation, this is something that confused me for a long time because I thought that it was all about sitting in a corner and visualizing what I want. That was the method of manifestation recommended through a very popular movie called The Secret. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen this movie. But that never worked for me, right? Maybe it worked for someone where they sat in a corner, they visualized a Ferrari and it appeared for them. Okay, that didn't work for me, right? At this point in my journey, I understand that manifestation is taking place regardless of whether we think it works or not, right? We are always manifesting, okay? But there's a bit of a nuance over here, because when we become the conscious creators of our reality is when we begin to consciously create a life that we love, right? That is the definition of a manifester, right? So either you are manifesting a life that you love, or you are stuck in the cycle. You've been hacked, right? Your mind has been hacked by negativity. Your body has been hacked by edible food like substances, like sugar, like grains, like toxins, right? Whereby the thought patterns, whereby the emotions, whereby the feelings are not in harmony with what you deem to be valuable, right? Gandhi has a great quote on this. He says that when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in alignment, then you will find inner peace, right? So why semen retention? This bird agrees with me. It's pretty loud. Why is semen retention the only way to manifest your life that you want, right? Because understand that it starts with a thought, right? It starts with a thought, and that thought is like the seed, right? That seed eventually germinates. It becomes a choice, right? That choice then becomes a behavior, right? Begins to grow. That behavior then becomes an experience, right? And then the end result of that is an emotion. And then that emotion feeds back into the feeling, which then feeds back into the thought, and then that becomes a feedback loop, right? So when our thought is caught up in temptation, right, in compulsivity, right, it's when you make decisions through the lens of what you feel like doing rather than what you know is the right thing for you right now. For example, you might know that you need to go to the gym, but you don't feel like it, and therefore you watch TV instead, right? And that is an example of compulsivity. You might know that you're not supposed to eat the sugar, but you do it anyway, and that is because you feel like getting the cheap thrill of the dopamine, right? So why is semen retention the only way to manifest? First and foremost, it shifts us from this compulsive behavior to conscious behavior, which is really what it comes down to at the end of the day. Like I said, we are all creating our realities, whether we are aware of it or not, because sometimes there is a perception deception that's going on in the mainstream media, in the big food industry, with the information that's coming out through the government. There's so much information out there, right? I have people commenting on my videos sometimes. They're like, yo, why should I believe you? And I tell them, you shouldn't believe me. You shouldn't believe anyone. You should only be the judge through your own experience, right? See what makes sense to you, discard what doesn't, and add what is uniquely your own, right? That's what Bruce Lee said. And that's what I strive to share in these videos, is my own experience. And whether it resonates with you, sure, you'll implement it. If it doesn't, then that's all good and well, right? We don't have to all be on the same page over here, but it's about actually getting to the root, to the core of why we do what we do, right? So if you want to become the conscious creator of your reality, if you want to manifest a life that you love, then semen retention is a prerequisite for that, right? As I've talked about in previous videos, semen is the source of your life force energy. It is the energy that allows you to creatively think beyond your current environment, right? Because right now, your environment around you is in direct resonance with who you are, right? Law of attraction is not about what you think. It's not about what you do, right? Those are aspects of it. What it's truly about is who you are, right? Who are you? When you practice semen retention, you become something more than you currently are, or you can conceive of an image that is bigger, that is better, that is stronger, that is faster, that is more resilient, that is more determined, that is more disciplined, right? Because right now, it's like you're in a situation, right? Might be in a situation, you might have money problems, you might not have the body that you want, you might not have the relationships that you want, right? And then there's the ideal situation, right? Now that is what most people cannot think about. Like if you go to the average person right now on the street and you ask them, yo, what don't you want? They'll tell you everything. Okay, they'll be so clear, they'll know everything that they don't want, and they'll have a long list, right? I don't want to be broke, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be in this toxic relationship, I don't want to be living in this house that is damaged with water, with mold, with toxins, I don't want to ... right? But then if you go and ask them, flip the question on its head and be like, what is it that you want? That is something which will really bring you to the realization that most people don't even know what they want. Why? Because they're caught in the cycle of compulsivity, right? In order to know what you want truly in your heart of hearts, you need that creative energy to actually spark that driving desire to move towards what you want, right? Because if you don't know what you want, then you're just a leaf blowing in the wind. And if you're just a leaf blowing in the wind, chances are that you've been fapping too much, right? Because once you can actually use that creative energy, preserve it first and foremost, right? Retain that energy. Then you can begin to conceive of an image that you seek to create, right? And really, once you have that clarity is when you can begin to dictate your decisions through that lens as well, right? If you have that clarity in terms of what you want your bank account to look like, in terms of what you want your business to look like, in terms of what you want your body to look like, in terms of what you want your social relationships to look like, in terms of what you want your character to be an expression of, right? What values are truly important for you, right? Once you're clear on these things, then you're also clear on the things that hold you back from that, right? And more often than not, it's not about adding new things to what you're trying to do. It's about removing the things that don't serve you and really doubling down on the things that do serve you, that are working for you right now, right? So semen retention is the source of your creative energy. I made another video on this, okay? I can link out to below in the description. Creative energy is what allows us to conceive of an image that is beyond what we currently perceive, right? Conceive something beyond what you currently perceive, right? In your mind's eye, right? In the pineal gland. That's what the third eye is for, right? Your sixth sense of creative imagination. And when you can tap into that is when you can tap into your ability to manifest the life that you want, right? As the ice cream guy behind me is calling, I don't need sugar anymore, all right? I would have gone for it, but I don't know if you can hear it even, all right? But semen retention is the only way to manifest, okay? Understand that manifestation is not about what you do, what you think, anything other than who you are, right? We attract the life that is in resonance with who we are, right? Which is a combination of how we think and how we feel at the end of the day, right? As Dr. Joe Dispenza would say, your personality creates your personal reality, right? So if you're on this journey, that's amazing, right? That's great that you're practicing this, you're improving, you're leveling up. But if you're just watching these videos, if you're just consuming this information without actually making these changes, if you're not actually transforming, right? There's a big difference between consumption of information that is powerful and actually implementing that information that leads to transformation, right? So are you truly transforming, or are you again going through the cycle of getting a new dopamine hit, right? Whereby it's these new ideas coming to you every single day, watching so many videos on YouTube, reading all of these books, going through a lot of this different content, but are you actually implementing it, okay? Because at the end of the day, like I said, to manifest is to be the person that is capable of creating the reality you seek to create, all right? And at the end of the day, a lot of people are clear on what they don't want, but whatever you focus on is what you get. And if you focus on what you don't want, that just becomes what you get, right? So the prerequisite of that is really conserving your creative energy so that you can begin to conceive of something beyond your current perception of your senses, right? So just a quick message for you over here. I hope you got value from it. Okay, click the like button if you like it. Leave a comment below letting me know what has been your number one takeaway. Okay, when you write that down, that's something that will reinforce your ability to actually act on this, right? Because at the end of the day, one of my biggest fears is that, yeah, I'm making these videos. It helps me out. It helps me become a better speaker, which I have a dream of speaking in front of people, right? I'm better in articulation. I'm better in getting my ideas across, and it's great, right? But my biggest fear is that it just becomes like some sort of dopamine fix for guys that are just consuming this information without actually implementing, without actually transforming, without actually leveling up, right? So I truly hope that this is not the case. and let me know in the comments below what's your situation. I love interacting with you guys. All right, so with that, I'll conclude this video, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, much love to you, and here's to you manifesting the life that you want. Here's to you consciously creating a life that you love. All right, peace to you. Take care. Much love.